little tiny house. I think I'm gonna say this in every location, but I don't want to leave. I just feel one of my favorite things about traveling is feeling like I'm a part of the country and a part of the culture, and in this location I've definitely felt that. So I'm sad to leave. We were only here for a night, but we are headed to Mostar, Bosnia, and I'm really eager to check that out. Okay, follow up with the bed bugs. I looked through all my stuff and I didn't find anything, so it's probably the ants that we had found in one of our backpacks because somebody spilled some food, and so that's a good sign. We've got like a 4.5 hour drive from Croatia to Mostar, Bosnia. We've just been doing a lot of research on the wars that took place in Bosnia and Croatia and Serbia and trying to understand that because neither of us have ever learned about it before, and there was a lot that happened. We heard that there's bullet holes in a lot of the buildings still. We're actually staying in an Airbnb that is located, is it across?
It's located like right next to an abandoned sniper tower. There are a handful of different spots where you can cross into Bosnia. Some of them are closed. I've heard some of them are sketchy. I've seen people struggle with the border crossings. So I think we're going to the main one.
Yeah.
You got bananas on this thing?
Yeah.
Real good.
We mentioned in the previous day that Croatia has over 11,000 mines that are still unexploded and throughout the country due to the Croatian War of Independence. There's still 79,000 mines that are unexploded throughout the whole country of Bosnia, and since 1996, almost 2,000 local residents have lost their lives as a result of those mines. That's just mind-blowing. Or should I say, mind-blowing?
No. In our town. So nice to meet you. Thank you.
Me too. Thank you.
That was our Airbnb host's mom, who is so nice. So we didn't realize that we had a washer in our Airbnb. So we started the wash.
Yep. And we were like, oh, we'll just hang out until it's done. And then it's taking too long, so we're like, screw it.
We want to go explore.
We're done. It can sit there for just a little bit longer.
One of the most famous things here in Mostar, Bosnia is the old bridge. I believe it's called Stari Most, and it's pretty much the #1 thing to do here, so we're gonna go head there now and check it out. We came up on this bridge so fast.
Yeah.
I believe it's right in the middle of Old Town, and we're passing through the old bazaar as well, with all these like shops and trinkets. It's absolutely phenomenal.
place has a completely different feel than any other location we've been to so far. It's really interesting and unique.
I think it's because it's medieval. Mostar was built in the Middle Ages, right towards the end of the Renaissance, and you can totally see it. Okay, so a quick history lesson. I wanted to make sure that we were away from everybody before I said this, because it's just such a fresh wound and a really sore subject. Only about 30 years ago is when the war broke out. Now there's three main groups that we need to know. You have Yugoslavia, you have Bosniaks, and Croats. Now Yugoslavia is mainly the militant group of Serbia. You have Bosniaks, which are Bosnians who practice Islam. And then you have Croats, which are Croatian Bosnians, mainly Catholic. So the first siege on Mostar was when Bosnia claimed its independence from Yugoslavia. And both the Bosniaks and the Croats fought together to defeat Yugoslavia and gain that independence. After they defeated Yugoslavia, about a year later, they still couldn't agree due to religious reasons, and they decided to fight each other. You can literally see some buildings just completely blown out by ratings. Most of all of the other buildings have bullet holes in them. It's just a very divided city, and they're still separated. They have their own separate water systems, their separate energy systems, different colleges, all separated by the two sides, divided by that bridge. It's all still really fresh and really sad. I think I read that there's still talk of possible war in the future because it's just so unsettled, and I really hope that's not the case. But I hope all of that helps you give a little bit more insight into understanding what exactly we're seeing.
Okay, so that's the sniper tower. That's our Airbnb. We're currently trying to find a way to get up there, but in the house next to our Airbnb, there's this little old woman who's sitting in the window watching. And when we were walking back from Old Town, there were two police officers who parked their car right in front of the building, and you could see people all the way at the top, and the police officers were telling them to come down. We ended up going back to the Airbnb, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if the police officers just left. Ooh, I think there's more people trying to get in. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got a slap on the wrist. I don't know if they got a fine. I don't know if they got arrested. I'm terrified, of course. Hunter still wants to go. So, stay tuned to see if we make it up there.
Okay, we met some locals and we're gonna try and get in. This is definitely not allowed.
We did it.
Now you just have to climb a lot of stairs.
Good thing we got tetanus shots.
This is like the most illegal thing I've ever done. So this used to be a bank, and it was the tallest building during the war. So it got turned into a sniper tower, and it is unbelievably eerie.
Yeah, it's very eerie, very spooky. I was also reading that the snipers, the Croatian and Serbian snipers, would sit on top of this and just attack the Muslim Bosnian citizens while they were walking down the street, while they were in their homes, while they were just living their life, which is just a very overwhelmingly depressing thought.
Yeah, and you can feel it in this entire building.
Okay, so we just chilled up here for about 30 minutes. It's finally dark, and someone else went down, so now I feel safe to go down, because if somebody gets caught, it's gonna be them.
This is a wild experience. It's really hard to put into words, knowing the devastation that was happening inside this building. But in a way, it's also really peaceful and really beautiful. But we're gonna head down. It's been a really great first day in Bosnia. We're headed back down. This is so spooky. And the walls are completely blown out where the staircases are. So you can literally just fall like 7 flights of steps.
I'm like so scared.
And just like that, we're back on the ground.
And we didn't get arrested. There was no police around. Somebody was walking right through the path as we were climbing over the wall, and I think you can tell I was nervous because he goes, "Hey."
That was an incredible experience. Yeah. In no way do we support trespassing.
No. Do as we
say, not as we do. Good night, everyone.
Good night. To get all of that,
What you doing?
cleaning up my wound. Big one or little one? Like, do you think I should cover the whole thing?
Big one.
All of my nurse knowledge goes out the window when it involves myself.